Queen Elizabeth II passed away 2 years ago, yet the details of her will remain a mystery. According to long-standing royal tradition, when a senior member of the British monarchy dies, their will is submitted to the High Court in London, sealed and locked away for at least 90 years. Therefore, it's unlikely that anyone currently alive will be able to read the Queen's will in 90 years. The British royal family holds an estimated net worth of $28 billion, though much of it is tied up in estates, historic properties, and other assets that cannot be sold. Beyond this, however, Queen Elizabeth left behind a personal fortune estimated at over $500 million, amassed over her 70-year reign. Her wealth, derived from personal investments, an extensive art collection, and a trove of jewelry and property, is significant. In a touching revelation, it's believed the Queen carefully selected personal gifts for each family member, aiming to capture the essence of her relationships with them. These thoughtful items are said to be more than financial bequests. They reflect the roles, responsibilities, and memories she shared with her loved ones. One of the closest figures to Queen Elizabeth, Princess Anne, recently shared heartfelt details of the Queen's last days, painting a poignant picture of her final hours. The Queen's unwavering commitment to her duty and her role in the firm remained steady until her health declined rapidly in her final days. Anne revealed that her mother had been in good spirits and actively involved in her royal duties even as her health deteriorated. According to author Robert Hardman, who chronicled the Queen's final days in his recent book, the Queen's last moments were both dignified and deeply moving. In the days leading up to her death, Queen Elizabeth met with then outgoing Prime Minister Boris Johnson and his successor Liz Truss at her beloved Balmoral estate. Guests recalled how lively she seemed during a pre-dinner gathering, engaging in warm conversations. Yet, later that evening, she chose to dine alone, signaling what some believe was a quiet acknowledgement of her fragile state. The following day, the Queen spent her time resting in bed, attempting to remain connected to her duties by arranging a video meeting with a Privy Council. However, as her condition worsened, plans shifted to accommodate a phone call instead. But in a moment of surrender to her failing health, she made the difficult choice to cancel the meeting altogether, taking medical advice to preserve her strength. On the evening of September 7, Princess Anne and her private secretary alerted then Prince Charles of the Queen's deteriorating condition, urging him to rush to her side. Early the next morning, he and Queen Camilla made the journey to Balmoral. Charles, however, was not at her bedside when she passed, as he had briefly stepped outside for a moment of solitude. Princess Anne, however, stood vigil by her mother's side, along with Queen Elizabeth's trusted assistant, Angela Kelly, and Reverend Kenneth Mackenzie, who read passages from the Bible to comfort her in her final hours. Tragically, despite the urgency, most members of the family, including Prince William, Prince Andrew, and Prince Edward, were still en route to Balmoral when the Queen took her final breath. For Prince Harry, the loss was compounded by a heartbreaking delay due to ongoing family tensions. He was not included in the travel arrangements and ultimately discovered his grandmother's passing through a BBC breaking news alert upon landing in Scotland. This moment, which Harry later recounted in his memoir, Spare, encapsulated the emotional and physical distance that had grown between him and the family in recent years.